This product was gifted by the developer.
Hey guys, Ninja Guy VR here, and today we're doing a review of Spacefolk City. This is a game that I first heard about due to the Horizon Plus monthly games a couple of months ago. These games usually pique my curiosity since they're usually pretty good and unique in their own way. So let's see how this city builder fares as a VR title. Spacefolk City came out on MetaQuest on October 21st, 2021 and is available for the whole series of quests, including the first one. The developers are Moon Mode, who are mostly known for this game here, but they've also done some work on Down the Rabbit Hole, which is a game that I really enjoyed. The main game's mechanic is that it's a city builder. You build houses and other things to expand your city. To make houses, you need to scrap resources, and the only way to get them is by grabbing meteorites that passes around your city and tear them to pieces. You then grab one of your little townfolk and order it to work on that building by giving it more scrap pieces that they need. There is a reason to build your city. First, your townfolks need a designated house to sleep in, since they won't be able to do any other kind of work if they're too sleepy. Then you need to keep them as happy as possible. You can check what makes them happy by grabbing them, then a little menu will appear to help you out. You'll see things like having certain buildings around their house that will make them happy, or a certain set of items that they like, and things like that. The more hearts you have in total, the more people you can add to your city, so it's important to keep them happy, which is one of the main loop of the game. Small disclaimer here, I'm usually not into sim type of games like this, but honestly the formula here works really well and I couldn't stop playing, and here's why. There's actually a campaign in the game. I love the sense of direction while trying to finish the objectives that they give you per mission, like trying to get a certain amount of hearts or having a certain amount of folks in your city. Also, there's absolutely no time limit for anything, so you can go at the pacing that you're the most comfortable with. You can save the game whenever you want, so there's never a need to rush. The only thing that will stop you are meteorites that will sometimes destroy parts of your city, but you can do something about it that I'll explain later. The pacing in the first few missions can be a little slow since you're limited to what you can do and you're still learning the mechanics. So there will be moments where you're just waiting for meteorites to appear so you can build more. But when you get the hang of things, you get in a city management groove where you always have something to do to be as productive as possible, if you're that kind of person. You also become in a zen state where the only thing that matters in the world is managing what you see in front of you. There are also some other cool mechanics in the game. I mentioned that there are meteorites that can destroy your city. You can build a city defender to destroy those meteorites before they do any damage. If you end up gathering too much scrap, there will be a space thief taking them away, but you can build a storage to prevent that. And it's very convenient because when you do construction after that, the townfolks will automatically get the resources needed to build, instead of having to put the scrap in their hands. I also mentioned that at first, it's annoying waiting for the scrap to appear. That's when the scrap maker becomes very handy. When you put meteorites in there, you get 3 times the amount of scraps, so you can then build much faster. So it's kind of one of my main side objectives to build these to have a much more fluid process. If you'd like to show your city to some friends, they also implemented a camera. Taking a picture will store the screenshot in your quest, which makes it very convenient and easy to share to others. So the development team definitely did not abandon this game after it came out. They had a total of 15 patches that fixed many bugs, made a lot of quality of life improvements, and added extra content. When you're done with the 4 to 5 hour campaign, you can then enter in a sandbox mode, where you can just build as much as you like. The ultimate goal in the game is to create a rocket that will transport your city somewhere else. So if you do that in the sandbox mode, you then have to start a new game. As you can see here, there's also a pass-through mode. It works really well and it's great if you want to see your surrounding while playing. They've also added bonus levels which are a lot more time consuming, since you'll have objectives such as gathering a large amount of townfolks or hearts. I really enjoyed the team bonus levels. There's one where it's Halloween. The environment and decorations brought a nice aesthetics to the game. And then there's a pirate level. What's cool about this one is that you don't get as much meteorites for scraps, but your folks are pirates and can dig out treasures that contain scraps once in a while. Just little different things that keeps the game fresh. The latest patch has added a creative mode, where you start with a bunch of scraps from the start, so you get to build stuff pretty fast and enjoy your creativity.
Building connector, scrap block demolisher.
I was really surprised by the music in the game. You basically have a radio that acts like a station that you listen to. The songs are kind of groovy, and it's very fun to listen while playing the game. I actually bought the soundtrack and listened to them outside of the game once in a while. Some songs are living rent-free in my head.
The city defender. City defender.
First and foremost, I just want to mention that the game runs super smoothly. Your city keeps growing, but the quests never have any issues running the game, which is awesome. But there are room for improvement. There are hearts from folks that I had no idea how to get, like having a birthday party for example. There are hearts where I wish I had a better explanation. For the longest time, I had no idea how to destroy buildings that I didn't want, until I realized that there was a dynamite object in the menu that I could use on them. I wish that it was a little bit clearer. There's a weird bug that happened once where you usually can place a building in a certain block positioning, but this one building I could place anywhere. I was able to build half of it, but then this stopped and I couldn't get rid of it. It was weird. Last bug I encountered was a crash while working on the pirate level. It's unfortunate because I didn't save and I was decently far in the level.
Landscape design. Civil engineering.
All in all, that didn't affect my experience much. I still had a great time with the game. If this is a genre that you typically like, I think that you're in for a really fun time. Or hey, if you're like me and curious about it, you might still enjoy it. It's an overall very well built game with some fun elements. They did a good job here. Now I'm very curious to see what's next for Moon Mode. They've been pretty silent lately, so they must be cooking something new. Given the great work that they did here, I'm sure that something cool will come out of them at some point. Thanks for watching! Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this review, and subscribe to my channel for some videos about anything and everything VR from the past, present, and future. I do it all here. Thanks for my one YouTube member, Sev. I really appreciate your support. Bye guys!